You probably clicked on this video expecting to hear about another tragic NBA story, but here's the truth about Kevin Stacom's life that might surprise you. While many want to paint his journey as sad and depressing, his story is actually one of incredible resilience and success against impossible odds. Let me start with what seems like the most dramatic moment of his career. Picture this: a former NBA champion, someone who helped the Boston Celtics win a title, is now managing a pub in Newport, Rhode Island. He's bartending on weekends, waiting tables, and bussing them too. For 2 whole years, Kevin Stacom was completely out of professional basketball, working at the Dock House Inn just to make ends meet. On the surface, this sounds devastating. A professional athlete reduced to serving drinks and cleaning tables? But here's what makes this story different from all those tragic tales you usually hear. Kevin Stacom wasn't broken by this experience. He wasn't bitter or defeated. Instead, he was preparing for what would become one of the most inspiring comebacks in NBA history. During those 2 years away from basketball, he stayed connected to the game he loved, playing pickup games with his former college teammate, Ernie DiGregorio, just to keep his skills sharp. He knew his NBA journey wasn't over yet. To understand how remarkable his resilience really was, we need to go back to where it all began. Kevin Stacom was absolutely dominant in college basketball. At Providence College, he was a two-time All-American in 1973 and 1974. This wasn't some bench warmer who got lucky. He was the real deal, averaging an incredible 18.1 points and 3.5 rebounds per game over 63 games with a shooting percentage of 52.7% from the field. He was such a force that he helped lead the Friars to the NCAA Final Four in 1973. When you're putting up those kinds of numbers in college, you expect the professional level to be a natural progression. But here's where Kevin Stacom showed his first glimpse of the character that would define his entire career. When he entered the NBA, drafted by both the Chicago Bulls in 1973 and the Boston Celtics in 1974, he quickly realized that his college game wouldn't translate to the professional level. His shooting form, which had been so effective in college, involved taking the ball, pumping from the waist, and then shooting. This multi-stage process was way too slow for the faster pace and more compact defenses of the NBA. Most players would have struggled with this feedback. Some might have even quit, but not Kevin Stacom. Instead of resisting the change, he embraced it completely. He worked extensively with his coach, Tom Heinsohn, staying after practice for extra drills to completely rebuild his jump shot from scratch. He transformed himself into a proficient shooter from 12 to 18 feet out, which was exactly what the team needed from a role player. The numbers tell an interesting story here. His NBA career averages dropped to 5.1 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game. At first glance, this looks like a massive decline from his college production. But this wasn't failure at all. This was actually a perfect example of successful adaptation. Kevin Stacom willingly sacrificed his identity as a primary scorer to become a valuable specialist who could contribute to winning basketball. That takes incredible mental strength and maturity. His time with the Boston Celtics from 1974 to 1978 perfectly captures what it meant to be a journeyman in professional basketball. He became a key contributor on the Celtics' 1976 championship team, participating in 17 playoff games during their championship run. His teammates and coaches absolutely loved him. Hall of Famer John Havlicek praised his dedication and determination, noting that Stacom showed up ready to play every single day. Coach Tom Heinsohn valued his defensive ability and his capacity to change the pace of the game by applying aggressive pressure. What made Kevin Stacom special wasn't just his talent, but his incredible work ethic. He was known for staying after practice for extra 3-on-3 drills with teammates and coaches. This persistence and adaptability made him what one article called a survivor within the Celtics organization. He actually outlasted other players who were initially considered more valuable to the team, including Paul Westphal and Charlie Scott. But even being a valued championship contributor didn't guarantee security in the NBA of the 1970s. During his fourth season in 1977-78, Kevin Stacom experienced firsthand just how brutal and unpredictable professional basketball could be. The Celtics abruptly cut him to make roster space for veteran forward Steve Kuberski. This wasn't a performance issue. It was just business, and it was devastating for any professional athlete to experience. However, here's where the story takes an incredible turn that shows Kevin Stacom's true character. When Steve Kuberski failed to meet the team's expectations, the Celtics quickly waived him and did something pretty rare in professional sports. They re-signed Kevin Stacom. This single incident perfectly demonstrates both the unpredictable nature of the league and Kevin's value as a professional. Even when he was cast aside, he stayed ready and earned his way back. After being released by the Celtics following the 1979 season, Kevin Stacom found himself completely outside the NBA. He understood the reality of professional basketball better than most. As he put it himself, "It's gotten so in this league that you have to be a superstar to stick around. Otherwise, you can get washed away real easily." The league simply didn't have the stability or support systems for role players that exist today. So Kevin Stacom did what he had to do. He went back home to Newport, Rhode Island, and became the manager of the Dockhouse Inn. But here's the crucial detail that separates his story from truly tragic tales. He never gave up on basketball completely. While he was bartending and waiting tables, he was still playing pickup games, staying in shape, and keeping his skills sharp. He understood that opportunity might come knocking again, and he wanted to be ready for it. That preparation paid off in the most unexpected way possible. In November 1981, Kevin Stacom had a chance meeting with Don Nelson, who was both a former teammate and the current coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks were desperate, having been devastated by injuries to key players like Mike Evans and Junior Bridgman. Nelson recognized a reliable player when he saw one, and he offered Kevin Stacom a short-term contract. Kevin initially thought Nelson was joking after being away from the NBA for 2 full years. But this wasn't a joke. Kevin Stacom signed with the Milwaukee Bucks and played that very same night. In his return game against his former team, the Boston Celtics, he scored 10 points. After 2 years of managing a pub, he was back in the NBA, proving that persistence and preparation can create opportunities even when everything seems impossible. His final NBA stint lasted only 7 games, but it represents something much more powerful than statistics can capture. This wasn't about comebacks or glory. This was about a professional athlete who refused to let circumstances define his worth or his future. The real story of Kevin Stacom doesn't end with basketball either. After his playing career finally concluded, he successfully transitioned into coaching, serving as head coach of the Rhode Island Goals in 1985. He also continued developing the business ventures that had started during his time away from the NBA. Today, he's involved in the management of Waits Wharf in Newport, Rhode Island, showing that his success extends far beyond the basketball court. This is why the narrative around Kevin Stacom being tragic or sad is completely wrong. His career wasn't about falling from grace or unfulfilled potential. It was about incredible adaptability, resilience, and the determination to succeed no matter what challenges he faced. He reinvented his entire playing style to fit the NBA. He survived being cut and came back stronger. He spent 2 years working in a completely different industry while staying ready for another opportunity, and when that opportunity came, he seized it. Kevin Stacom's story is actually inspirational, not tragic. He represents the vast majority of professional athletes who don't become superstars, but still find ways to build meaningful careers and successful lives. His journey shows us that success isn't just about raw talent or reaching the highest peaks. Sometimes it's about the quiet, determined persistence required to survive and thrive in a world of constant change. So the next time you see a thumbnail trying to convince you that someone's life is sad or tragic, remember Kevin Stacom. Remember that there's usually a much more complex and inspiring story waiting to be told. His legacy isn't one of failure or disappointment. It's a testament to the enduring spirit of professional athletes who prove that resilience and hard work can overcome any obstacle. If this story changed how you think about Kevin Stacom or journeyman athletes in general, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content that tells the real stories behind the headlines. Let me know in the comments what other athletes you'd like to hear the truth about.